Okay, everybody, here's what you've all been waiting for. It is time for my Zelda tier list. I'm going to be ranking any of the games that I've either played or have watched the majority of. I have to have at least done like half of the game to accurately rank it, so there's quite a few in here that I'm just not going to touch. And we're going to probably grab those first, so starting off with like this game. What the hell is this? Who is that? It's mostly gonna be 3D Zelda games, guys. That's Skyward Sword. Okay, so Twilight Princess, Ocarina, Majora's Mask, Skyward Sword. I don't know why Wind Waker is in here twice. I'm gonna put this one there because I have that one. I know that one's Wind Waker. Okay, so we're left with 10 games. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. And I think we'll just go in order and then I'll move them around. So starting off with Twilight Princess. Now, this game I have not beaten 100% of. To be honest, I've really done the first half of the game over and over again. I usually will play the beginning, do like the first forest temple, do the Goron place, and then I get to the place with the giant bug. And then I stop playing. Now, I have seen the majority of the rest of the game, like through bits and pieces, but I haven't played the second half. I do think that I've played and seen enough of it that I can actually rate this. I'm gonna put this game in my A tier for now. I think it's a great game. I really enjoy it. I like Midna. I like doing like the two-part thing is very enjoyable for me, where you go from Wolf to regular Link.
If I speak, I am in big trouble.
I also think the items in this game are really fun. And I enjoyed the art style a lot. When this came out, I was going through like my emo phase.
Mom, it was never a phase. It's a lifestyle. Cause I got your picture.
It was just like a really enjoyable game to play. It's not goated because it is very muddy. It didn't age great. Didn't captivate me enough to like get me through to the end, even though I really want to. And there are some things about it, like the motion controls are really obnoxious. Good game. I would say for me it's up there, but I didn't even finish it, so. But next we're gonna go Ocarina of Time. This is an obvious goated.
Mild shock.
Really, we know there's a few that are gonna be up here for sure, and really what it's gonna be is a matter of like which ones I prefer over the others. This was the first Zelda game I ever played. It was amazing. I loved it. I had so much fun. It has a lot of replayability. It was a game that I think holds up really well. I know some people might feel like Ocarina of Time is overrated, but I really don't think so. Like, this game was what like full immersion in a video game was like for me for the first time, was this game. It was amazing. It was terrifying. I hated playing it and couldn't get enough of it at the same time because I was so scared of like the giant creepy like monster things. And the giant hands that drop from the ceiling and all the little spiders, especially the water ones. But it was just so freaking fun. Next is Majora's Mask. This is probably gonna be my number one. I'm between two games for my number one pick. This game has been my favorite since as long as I can remember. Well, we'll get, okay, I might need to think about that a little bit. But instinctually, that's what I want to say. This game was like, you could not have followed up Ocarina of Time better than this game back then when it came out. The storyline made me emotional. I remember crying at points over this game. The masks, I love collecting shit, I love finding things, I love doing like little errands with people and interacting with NPCs, and there was so much of that in this game. I love the world, I love everything about it. The time thing used to scare the hell out of me, and the moon thing, I think I had nightmares about the moon a few times when I was younger. When I was little, I would basically just do Clock Town and die over and over again because I couldn't figure out how to rewind time. Then I got to a point where I learned how to rewind time, but I was scared to leave Clock Town. So most of my early childhood, just running around in Clock Town having a good time. But once I was able to like venture past that, there's like a very nice, wonderfully crafted world full of all kinds of stuff you can do. I love that different things happen on different days and like that influences like different characters. There's certain things that if you do something on day 1 or day 2, it changes the outcome of another event on day 3. Thought that was really cool. Yes, the Zora arc is really sad. There's a lot of parts of that game that are really sad. It's just a very compelling, extremely immersive game that just is going to be in my heart for the rest of my life. Top tier game. Absolutely love it. All right. Skyward Sword. Okay. Disclaimer. I have not played a ton of Skyward Sword. I have to have at least done like half of the game to accurately rank it.
So that was a fucking lie.
So let me tell you why I'm putting it in mid. When this game came out, I loved trying new games still. I wasn't jaded at this point, so that's not the reason why I didn't like this game. The reason why is because when this came out, we also got on the Wii the Wii Motion Plus. And I think it was for this game. And you stick that thing in the top of your Wii remote and it's supposed to help like the sensor understand where you're pointing the remote. Now, when you get the sword in this game, pretty early on, you get this ability where you point it straight up in the air and it like does something. The reason I can't really tell you what it does is because I could not make this happen. I tried. I resynced it. I kept putting the remote flat down on the ground and starting again and like putting it back down on the ground and like grabbing it and like the sword. I could not make this work. That made me so freaking mad because you know what? This game was off to a good start. There was a little cat that was really cute that turned evil at night.
Things you do that make your cat depressed.
The bird flying thing was kind of cool. Going down into the world, I liked it. I liked how it was starting. I liked the little like Korok equivalent down there. There is a lot of like empty space with the flying, I would say. They did not do a great job with the sky loft places outside of like the first place where you start from what I played. And I also didn't really like the characters that much in this game. I was not attached the way that I am usually with most Zelda games. So maybe that's because I just didn't get very far. But the motion controls were horrible. Absolutely garbage. The chick talking in my Wii remote annoyed me. Even though when Midna did it, it was fine. So I didn't like very much about this game. So it's mid. It'd probably be higher if I could have made the Wii remote work. But that's what you're getting. My tier list. Alright. Skyward Sword. This is an obvious goated. It is a fantastic game. Okay, Phantom Hourglass. Okay, Phantom Hourglass is gonna go right above Skyward Sword. This game was alright.
Nope.
We're gonna put it in mid, but above Skyward Sword. It was alright. What I really liked about it was the online mode where you could play as like a Phantom Ganon or as like a Link and try to like collect the whatever, you know, little things. The problem I had with this game, honestly, I was getting really into it. It was nice to have a Zelda game on the DS. That was cool. It was my first experience with a handheld Zelda and I did enjoy it while I was playing it, but I got like soft locked at the first actual dungeon or whatever. There was a puzzle that you have to do, like there's like 4 things in a certain order and it didn't work. I even looked it up, which back then I used to not look up how to beat games. It just wasn't like what you did back then. But I did, and it turned out that I was soft locked, so I didn't get to finish the game. But I did like the exploration. It seemed like it was going pretty well. The only reason it's getting mid is because I didn't get very far. At least done like half of the game. Tears of the Kingdom. Do I want to save this one? I want to save Tears of the Kingdom. And what is that? Oh, I think this is Skyward Sword again. We're gonna just put it there. Okay, Minish Cap. Minish Cap was actually a pretty good game. I enjoyed that game. It was really fun. Actually, I'm gonna put it up here. I really like the items in it. There's like a little flowy thing that was fun, and I was enjoying the story a lot. I think that the art is really nice in this game. It actually made me want to play it, even though when I finally discovered this game, I was already an adult. I think I played this for the first time a few months ago, like within the last year. So the only thing I wasn't a huge fan of was it seemed like there was a decent amount of backtracking happening already from the point that I was at. So that almost actually makes me want to drop it down to pretty good, but I really liked the art and the items. I'm gonna put this here, but I might move it up. We'll see. It's just hard when a lot of Zelda games are so good. This is Twilight Princess HD. I don't know why they count all these separately. Okay, now we're getting to the really hard part. So Breath of the Wild. This game is going in my goated tier because, like Ocarina of Time, I truly think that this game revolutionized Zelda. I think they successfully propelled the series into a more modern gaming space, which is a lot more open world and less linear. They did it in a way that didn't completely take away what makes Zelda Zelda. There was a decent amount of story, not as much as I would have liked, which would almost make me drop this down to A tier, but I will say the game was extremely enjoyable to play. I have essentially 100%ed this game once, and I'm on my way to doing that a second time because it's just so fun. Like, the combat's fun, collecting all this stuff is fun. I love working with the NPCs and doing side quests. I liked finding the shrines. The only thing that I wasn't really a fan of was that parts did feel repetitive. It felt like there was only so much you could spread across the entire world, so there were a lot of things that felt kind of repeaty after like the 20th time you do a test of strength, or finding the Korok seeds was a huge slog. There's certain things like that that were like, okay, I get it. Yeah, the dungeons were not great, but I actually didn't mind. I do really enjoy, like, I like Twilight Princess's dungeons a lot, actually. For me, I felt like the dungeons were just there for the sake of having dungeons, and that didn't bother me as much as it bothers most people, so. Alright, Wind Waker. Now, I'm gonna have a really hard time with this game, because I absolutely love this game. This is another game that I 100%ed, and I want to put it in my S tier because it is a fantastic game. I love the art style, I enjoyed the story, but it's going to go in my A tier above Twilight Princess because playing this back as an adult, there is not enough going on in the majority of the islands. There is a lot. I think that the grid system of having 49 different islands was too many. I think that they could have halved it and the game would have been phenomenal. There were too many islands where you had to shoot at cannons that were attached to walls to get a chest that had a treasure chart in it, that you then went to another island with a bunch of cannons on walls, and then you go and dig up a piece of a heart. Like, as someone that 100% of this game, I love the dungeons, I love the islands, I loved Outset, Dragon Roost, I love the town island, whatever that's called, Windfall. I love that island, but there was too much empty bullshit to do. Also, the entire second half of the arc where there's 2 really good dungeons and then like just sailing around looking for the pieces of the Triforce, I think they could have made that more fun too. That felt very sloggy even for me when I was like 12 or whatever when this came out, and I loved it. I still was bored. It was really cool for like the first time, you know, that you get, like you see the light in the distance and you're like, whoa, that's something special.
Oh, this is special. Oh my gosh! This is special.
I thought that maybe it was just like the mechanics of getting stuff was really clunky. So like when I was young, it felt really hard to dig up stuff. But really great game. I loved it. I've played the randomizer of this game because of how much I enjoyed it. And some of the enemies are really scary. The sea hats, those things scared the hell out of me. The octos scared the hell out of me. The sharks, oh my god. Too many things in that game were scary for how childish it was. The floor masters still make me scream to this day. Even though it's like childish and cartoony, they still scared me. So yeah, the ocean is not your friend. It is a really fun game. Love it. I absolutely love it. Super fun. And that leaves us with Tears of the Kingdom, the newest game, the game that I'm currently playing. I am well into this game, and there's a lot of things I really, really love about it. They improved a lot of things from Breath of the Wild, which is really cool. I really enjoy being able to ascend. I think that they did a better job with the dungeons in this game as well. I think that they made the story very compelling, and I had a lot more fun with this game than Breath of the Wild, if I'll be honest. So it's going above Breath of the Wild. I'm torn if it goes above Ocarina of Time. I don't think it does. Because, well, is that fair? It's so hard to say subjectively which game is better. This game revolutionized this kind of gaming. I just can't imagine putting Tears of the Kingdom above Ocarina of Time, but I did feel that way when it first came out. This game was the most excited I've been about a game in a long time. The only thing that has me wanting to put this below is that the underground, there's like nothing going on in 80% of the underground. But I do love how much they put into this game. I love the updates they did with the enemies. Oh, you know what I don't like about this game too? Horriblins. Oh my god, could we have done without Horriblins? I swear, those things are so obnoxious. Oh, and likes. Likes are terrifying. The first time you see them, there are too many likes, okay? If you're doing the caves, you are gonna get sick of Horriblins and likes. Oh my god, I have like 70 bubble gems, so I'm just saying, too many of those. Why would you add more Korok seeds? There were already enough. Too many of them are the one where you're trying to take that one guy home. There's just too many small things like that to do in this game. But I do enjoy finding the bubble gems. I do enjoy finding the wells. I did enjoy parts of the underground. I enjoyed the new like kind of boss enemies they added to the game. Really enjoyed the story. Getting the tears was a little awkward because like it's too easy to do it out of order. I got a big spoiler very early on in my playthrough because I just happened to go to an area that had a huge like story piece. I think there were some things that they could have done to make that go a little bit better. So actually I am going to stick with my final ranking, which is a little cringe, a little boomer, but I think I am going to leave Ocarina of Time above Tears of the Kingdom because at the end of the day, I understand that like looking back on Ocarina of Time, Hyrule Field is kind of boring, but like the discovery that I had with these games was more. This game just revolutionized. This game revolutionized though. This game is a game that I think could get people into Zelda now. This game made me feel feelings, but this game did too. I can't do it. I can't put Tears of the Kingdom above Ocarina of Time, even though I thought I was going to. I actually considered that it would maybe be my favorite game. I think that the emotions that I felt playing these two games, I don't think it's just nostalgia goggles. I think that it really did something unique. I really enjoyed how adult the themes were and how human something so fantastic and absurd felt. So mundane and so relatable. This game is amazing and fun. But at this game, I don't feel like I can relate as much. So I think that's what it is. Sticking by it. This is it. Alright. I have now voted and elected my Zelda games. So do I want to make any adjustments? No. I don't think so. I think this is about right. This was really fun though. I liked doing something a little different and had a really good time. We'll have to see what people think when this comes out on the YouTube channel. Thanks for hanging out and sharing your perspectives, everybody. And yeah, I'm tired, so I think I'm gonna peace out of here. Oh, but before I go, I gotta do one more thing. Just gonna... Alright, right, everybody. Thank you so much.